Take a deep breath and allow yourself to settle comfortably as you begin to recognize that everything you need to create extraordinary abundance is already within you, isn't it? You might be surprised to discover how naturally your mind begins to open to new possibilities when you simply allow yourself to relax and listen to these words. Because the sooner you understand that wealth flows to those who provide genuine value, the sooner you'll notice opportunities appearing everywhere around you. I'm curious about which memories you'll access first as you remember times when you absolutely knew you would succeed and you did. Perhaps it was that moment in school when you prepared thoroughly for an important test and somehow just knew you'd excel. Or maybe it was when you decided to learn a new skill and felt that quiet confidence that comes from absolute certainty. Have you realized yet how that same knowing lives within you right now, waiting to be activated for something far greater? You see, there once was a person who struggled to see their own value, working hard but somehow always feeling like abundance was meant for others. Sound familiar? This person would watch successful entrepreneurs and think they possessed some special gift, some secret knowledge that was out of reach. But one day, something shifted. They began to understand that the universe operates on energy exchange, and when you give tremendous value freely, you become like a powerful magnet, naturally attracting wealth and opportunity back to you. As you continue to breathe and listen, you might wonder how quickly your subconscious mind is already beginning to reorganize your beliefs about money and success. The question isn't whether you deserve abundance, but how rapidly you'll allow yourself to step into the identity of someone who naturally creates wealth through service to others. Because here's what quantum physics has shown us about time and reality. What we perceive as linear time is actually an illusion of our limited perception. In the quantum field, all possibilities exist simultaneously, and your future successful self already exists in another dimension of time. I'm not going to tell you to visualize yourself winning the lottery, but you might find it interesting how some people discover that when they truly embody the energy of a winner, when they feel in their bones what it's like to be someone who naturally attracts abundance, reality begins to shift around them. You don't have to believe this immediately, but perhaps you can allow yourself to consider what would happen if you started acting as if you were already the person you're becoming. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to effortlessly attract opportunities while others struggle endlessly? Well, the difference isn't luck or connections or even talent. The difference is identity. Those who succeed have made a fundamental decision about who they are and what they deserve, and their external world simply reflects that internal certainty. Now, as you imagine yourself 6 months from now, writing down your goals each morning with the precision of an architect designing a cathedral, you might be surprised to discover how clearly you can see the path forward. Because when you write down your goals, you're not just putting words on paper, you're programming your reticular activating system to notice opportunities that were always there, but previously invisible to your conscious mind. Speaking to yourself now, say no to every distraction that doesn't serve your highest vision. You already know which activities drain your energy and scatter your focus, don't you? The parties that leave you feeling empty, the substances that promise escape but deliver only temporary numbness, the endless scrolling through other people's lives instead of building your own. As you continue to strengthen your ability to say no to what doesn't serve you, you naturally create space to say yes to what will transform your life. I can sense that you're beginning to understand something profound about the nature of success. People who create lasting wealth don't just work harder, they work with deeper purpose and laser-like focus. They understand that every moment spent on business development, on learning new skills, on serving others with excellence is an investment in a future that exists right now in the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Here's an interesting thing about your psychic mind, that deeper intelligence that operates beyond the limitations of your logical thinking. This part of you can access information from what we might call your future self, the version of you that has already achieved everything you desire. When you learn to quiet the chatter of worry and doubt, you can actually receive guidance from this higher perspective, taking actions that serve not just your immediate needs, but your long-term destiny. You might wonder how this works, and that's perfectly fine. Think of it like this. Imagine you're playing a video game where you can see the entire map from above, watching your character navigate below. Your psychic mind operates from that elevated perspective, able to guide you toward choices that your limited ground level view cannot see. The sooner you begin to trust this inner guidance, the sooner you'll find yourself making decisions that seem to magically align with extraordinary outcomes. I'm getting the impression that you're the kind of person who has always known they were meant for something greater. Those who understand true abundance recognize that money is simply energy, and energy flows toward value creation. When you become someone who consistently delivers exceptional value to others, whether through innovative products, transformative services, or simply being a person who uplifts everyone around them, you become irresistible to prosperity. Have you ever experienced that moment when time seemed to slow down and you felt completely aligned with your purpose? Well, in that state, you're actually accessing what quantum physicists call non-local consciousness, a field of infinite potential where linear time dissolves and all possibilities become available. Some people learn to access this state deliberately, using it to quantum jump between different probability timelines, choosing the reality where their success is inevitable. As you imagine yourself embodying the energy of your most successful self, notice how differently you walk, how you hold your shoulders, how you speak to others. This isn't pretending. This is accessing a version of yourself that already exists in the quantum field. The more fully you step into this identity, the more rapidly your external circumstances will shift to match this new internal reality. You may not be aware yet of how your unconscious mind is already beginning to identify opportunities for value creation that were previously invisible to you. Perhaps you'll notice a conversation tomorrow that sparks an innovative business idea, or maybe you'll find yourself naturally drawn to learning a skill that becomes the foundation of your future enterprise. Because when you're aligned with your purpose of serving others while creating wealth, the universe conspires to support your success. I know you're wondering how to make this transformation practical and concrete, and here's where the magic of written goals becomes your most powerful tool. When you write down specific, measurable objectives with deadlines, you're not just organizing your thoughts, you're literally programming reality. Your subconscious mind treats written goals as commands, automatically directing your attention and energy toward their achievement. But here's what most people miss. The goal isn't just to have more money, it's to become the person who naturally creates and maintains abundance. You already know that lottery winners who haven't developed the internal capacity for wealth often lose everything within a few years, don't you? True abundance comes from expanding your identity, your skills, and your capacity to serve others at higher and higher levels. Something tells me you're beginning to feel a shift happening right now, a quiet excitement about possibilities you hadn't considered before. This is your psychic mind recognizing the truth of what I'm sharing with you. Those who create extraordinary wealth don't just work for money. They work for the joy of creation, for the satisfaction of solving problems, for the thrill of building something meaningful that serves thousands or millions of people. As you continue to breathe and allow these ideas to settle into your deeper mind, you might find yourself naturally beginning to see business opportunities everywhere. A problem your friend mentioned becomes a potential service you could provide. A gap in the market becomes an invitation for innovation. A skill you've been developing casually becomes the foundation for a profitable enterprise. You don't have to force any of this, because the sooner you understand that abundance is your natural birthright, the sooner you'll stop pushing and start allowing. When you align with the quantum field of infinite possibilities and focus your intention on serving others while creating wealth, opportunities don't just appear, they multiply exponentially. I'm curious about which action you'll take first when you finish listening to these words. Perhaps you'll write down 3 specific goals with precise deadlines, or maybe you'll identify one distraction you're ready to eliminate from your life. Whatever feels right to you is exactly the right place to start, because your inner wisdom already knows the perfect sequence of steps for your unique path to abundance. Have you realized yet how naturally your mind is beginning to organize itself around success rather than struggle? This isn't positive thinking. This is quantum alignment with the probability timeline where your wealth and success are inevitable. As you continue to embody this energy, to take focused action and to serve others with excellence, you become a magnet for everything you desire. The person you're becoming doesn't just dream about abundance. They create it systematically through value, focus, and unwavering commitment to their vision. And you might be surprised to discover how quickly this transformation accelerates once you fully commit to saying yes to your highest potential and no to everything that doesn't serve this magnificent vision of your abundant future.